Hey everyone, it's Wahome from Wahome Gitonga Coaching. I hope you're all having an amazing start to the week and you've had a good weekend. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Business Conversations, where we interview the most successful people across various industries, from business owners to entrepreneurs to authors and many other people. So today I'm delighted to state we have Amy Morris, who's a marketing consultant expert, and she's going to be sharing with us lots of pearls of wisdom around marketing and what made her successful. So without further ado, let me add Amy and then we can get the interview started. Okay. Technically, just waiting for Amy to join and then we should. Hi Amy.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, you?
I'm good, thank you.
Pleasure to have you here today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to the first question. So tell us about yourself. What's your background and how did you decide to get into a business?
Okay, so my name's Amy Jessica, and my background is ever since I was young, I was loving dance, and the reason why I got into doing what I'm doing is because I wanted to be able to fund my passion to dance and be able to travel the world. So I was looking for that laptop lifestyle, and within the last few years I thought that I was gonna meet my travel needs by doing seasonal work. So I'm now 28, and since I was 21 I was doing lots of seasonal work. So I was working in Ibiza for 6 months, and then I was working in Austria for 5 months, and I just wanted to figure out a way that I could live that laptop lifestyle to be able to travel the world, earn from my phone, and still fulfill my passion to dance.
So what's been the idea behind your business?
So this was the idea. It was creating something that met my needs. So if anyone is watching this looking to start a business, then you need to first of all look at something that you've always dreamt of doing and create your idea from that. So my dream was always to be able to fund my passion to dance and be able to travel the world. So that's where I come up with the idea of digital dancer, because if I have got a business that can fund me whilst I'm doing all the things that I would love to do, then I don't ever have to worry about money again. And that was the biggest idea that I had.
So there's many obviously companies out there who are offering people financial freedom, how to work from anywhere, even like marketing and consultancy kind of expert. So what do you think sets you out in terms of your brand and vision from competitors?
The thing that sets me out different is just people buy into people. So at the end of the day, there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of marketers that are out there, and at the end of the day, people will buy into me and my brand and my service if they resonate with me. And that's why I tend to do a lot of live videos, so that people can, without having to actually meet me in person, build up that relationship before they possibly buy a product or service from me.
I think you raise a good point in the sense that, many business owners sometimes fail to remember that they are the brand, and it's important that that they promote themselves, because people, as you said, are buying into you regardless of what the business
100%.
is, and it's that's what resonates with them. Like if the person gets them and then they feel like I can buy with that person.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about building a relationship. So as long as you're resonating with somebody, then they're gonna see you as the no-brainer choice. So I never worry too much about other people that are within my industry, because I know that there's probably people out there that are possibly better than me, but at the same time there's something that I've got that certain people will look for, and it's not about worrying about going out to the masses. It's about making sure you're meeting the needs of your actual clientele. So if, for example, I've got anyone watching this that's completely a startup and they resonate with anything that I'm saying, or there's any dancers or anyone that's ever done network marketing, because it's a process of the journey that I've been on, people will tend to resonate with certain parts of your journey. And if they resonate with parts of your journey, then you're going to be the no-brainer option.
I love that. That's totally true. So what do you wish you had known when you first started out that you know now?
That going self-employed is not as easy as what I ever thought. Yeah. I wish that I knew that how difficult I was going to find things within my first year, because I'm such a fresh newbie. But 100% the thing that has kept me going and that has helped me through the dips that I've had throughout my first year within business is having a network around me and a community and support of a business coach. So that's one thing that I was really glad that I had right from the start of my journey, is that I had a business coach helping guide me from the beginning. But one thing that I wish I knew was that sometimes you just need to be patient, that things don't just happen overnight. And I tend to have this vision in my head and I want to run with it, and I think that it's just going to happen within like a couple of days, and you don't realize that things do take longer than what you think, and you've just got to be patient, believe in the process, and just keep going with what you're doing, and then you'll finally hit what you're looking to achieve. But don't stop going until you've hit what you want to.
Yeah, I think most people expect like this overnight success. And
yeah
many businesses are like that. Even like the biggest ones like Amazon, Facebook, it all took them like a long process to get to where they were.
yeah
And some people obviously
100%.
feel that in a couple of days that they put a project out there, that all of a sudden they're going to earn millions and then they're going to be set for life. And it doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't. And I think this was the biggest learning curve for me, is that when I was approached about selling some weight loss drinks for a network marketing company, I honestly thought this was the answer to my prayers, that I was going to live this laptop lifestyle, that I was going to have this get rich quick scheme. And it really isn't like that. You have to work very, very hard to achieve the results that people that are doing really well within these companies are achieving. And that's sometimes not what people see behind the scenes of how hard you're actually having to work.
And so what do you think has been the biggest challenge you personally faced when you first started, and how did you manage to overcome it?
For me personally, I don't do things by half. So I've been living away for years and years, and then I've come back to the UK to really focus on learning a new skill. So I took on the project of learning a new skill. I took on becoming a bar manager as well for one of my local pubs. So I was running a team as well, trying to keep them inspired, and also at the same time moving back in with my family. So the biggest struggle for me was trying to balance everything at the beginning, because I was trying to juggle too many things. So it really helped then to start pulling things away bit by bit. With how I overcome it was I decided to stop the network marketing. That was my first hurdle. So I stopped selling the weight loss coffee. The next thing was I decided that, right, okay, I need to give up the bar managing job, because if I want to succeed in what I'm doing, and I've got this vision in my head of what I want to do with my marketing and consultancy company, then I need to free up more time, because I just wasn't finding enough hours in the day, no matter how little sleep I was getting. And so that was the next thing to go. And then having moved back in with my family, the next thing that I wanted to work on was how I was going to be able to run my business from wherever I am. And if that meant having to work from home, then I needed to have somewhere that I would be able to work, be able to concentrate. And so for me, a big thing as well was going to actually see a life coach. And she helped me understand the mindset of the different members in my family, and how I could communicate with them better, and how we could understand each other better and live with each other better. So that was the next thing. So it is a process of stages, but that was I had quite a few things that I was overcoming whilst trying to learn a new skill, set up a new business, become self-employed. So yeah, I don't do things by half.
I think you highlight a point of the importance of a coach. I think a lot of people underestimate getting a coach, because either they feel they know it all and they want to do it themselves, being independent, or they don't want to really invest in themselves. They have to go down that road, because you don't normally see people budgeting their own education when they're planning out their monthly budget. It's it's never on the list. So like how important was it to have a coach, and what did it do for you?
Oh, for me, it's been my absolute lifeline, because I've got two coaches now. So I've got a business coach, and then I've got a coach that helps me with with my mindset and understanding my family's mindset and understanding what is going to be important to help me succeed as well. So I think that having somebody to help you with your mindset, because one thing that we're never taught at school is how important it is to understand how the mind works. And especially when you're going into business, you need to have a thick skin. You need to be able to take things that might not necessarily be going your way, and you're going to have your ups and your downs, and you're going to be having to learn lots of new things that you never thought that you were going to be able to learn before. So having somebody to direct me in the sense of how to run my business and how to set up my business, and anything that I was sort of struggling with business wise, it was fundamental for me to have a business coach from the very beginning. And I'm 100%, it's the best decision I've ever made, making sure that I went into coaching. And it was thanks to my business coach that I was then introduced to my life coach and therapist, Sue, and having her there for support for me as well. Because the thing is as well, is when you're a business owner, sometimes you might not necessarily be able to go to your friends and your family about certain things, because it might be them that might be holding you back without realizing. So having somebody that you can talk to, that understands where you're coming from, and that can make you see how they're feeling and implement the strategies that they teach as well. I feel like having a coach, for me personally, is the fundamental basic part of being an entrepreneur, and having somebody to help guide you and hold your hand throughout the process is just, for me, a no-brainer. So yeah,
I totally agree with you, and I think a lot of businesses should realize, even if you're not a business, I think you should realize the importance of having a coach to help you.
Yeah.
So how do you think, how's the business grown over the past few months?
Well, for the last few months, so for me, I started my business back in the summer of last year. So the end of August, I actually launched myself as a limited company, and I was trying to juggle, like I said, everything at once. And it wasn't until the new year, New Year's Eve was my last shift as a bar manager. And then from January until now, it's just been incredible, because what I've been able to do within the last few months is lots more public speaking. So I've been able to get my message out to bigger audiences. I've also been able to, today I was speaking to you before I come on the live, and I've actually created my first online product. So that's going to be launched tonight. And then apart from that, I've had the absolute amazing benefit of being able to help out so many social media events, and also have the opportunity to go on tour with an events company and spread the word of how amazing social media marketing is.
I think you highlight a point there as well. Like, if people don't know who you are and you don't get your message out there, then you're never going to say anything. And I think a lot of people get scared with the idea of putting anything out there, because either they want it to be perfect, or they just are unsure the best way to get the message out. How's that been key for you?
That to me has been, well, for me, that was the absolute starting block, because the more conversations you have, the more people are aware of you, and the more people are going to want to do business with you. So like I said from the beginning, it's all about getting your personality out there and getting people to see you as a person and show that there is a human behind the business. So for me, the way that I was initially starting my business was doing live video, as many live videos as I possibly could.
Yeah, I think that's the way going forward. So what do you think is the unique skill that's helped you become successful?
100% is the unique skill is learning how to market. So learning how to market myself, learning how to help clients market themselves, understanding their business. So I had a sales background from when I was younger, but I never really understood marketing and the power of marketing, and especially when you combine sales and marketing together, how powerful and what a powerhouse they are together. So for me, the biggest skill that I've learned, like I said, well, I started my business end of August last year, but I learned how to use social media marketing end of June last year, and I've built from that. So marketing for me, yeah.
Yeah, I think people underestimate, like, marketing allows you to have more conversations, you get your message out to more people. Sometimes either they have a fear of marketing, or they don't use it enough. And I think it's kind of like one of the, along with sales, it's one of the key fuels for a business.
100%. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
So what is it that motivates and drives you, like, going forward?
Motivates and drives me is that to know that I'm going to be able to have money coming in, travel the world, and dance. So that's the things that motivate me, as well as knowing that I'm going to free up time to spend more time with my family, with my friends, and be able to treat them as well. Like, that's something that really motivates me, is not so much having the money for myself, but knowing that I can have money to treat my family, my friends, and go on holidays and do fun things. I think the main thing that motivates me is doing something fun.
I think it's the point to have a motivator that, that's something that drives you on, like a passion.
Yeah.
And wherever that looks, or form that comes in, it's important that people have that. Otherwise, they will, when they hit the hurdles, they will, like, forget why they're doing this for, and what is the actual thing that's driving them.
Yeah, and one thing I would say to that as well is, so something that my friend had said to me the other day is, make sure that you're documenting if you're sort of hitting a hurdle, but then you have a breakthrough. Make sure that you're documenting that. So this is like, it's quite embarrassing, but I don't really care. I ended up crying on a live video the other day because I felt so passionate and so emotional. And I had, the day before, just thought, do you know what? I just feel like it's taken me too long to get to where I want to get to. And I just feel like giving up. If I was in a employed job, then right now, if I was still doing a sales job in an office selling insurance like I was when I was younger, I know full well that I would be able to get paid my furlough money, and I wouldn't have to worry about where my next money was coming from. Whereas when you're a business owner, you need to have strategies and skill sets in place to make sure that you know where your next lot of money is coming from. And the other day I just hit a wall, and like, money wasn't an issue. I just felt like I wasn't meeting the needs that I wanted to. And the biggest thing for me was the results that I was wanting to get from my client. And I just felt like I wasn't getting it at the time. And I just felt like, oh my God, what am I doing this for? Next day, we had a massive breakthrough with my client. And I was just so happy, so ecstatic, so emotional that I finally had that breakthrough for my client that I wanted. And I knew that this was going to help further with my business, proving to people that, do you know what, even when you're stuck in a rut, just think that moment is going to come, that breakthrough is going to come any minute. You don't know how far away it's going to be, but you've just got to keep going. And like, for me, I was at the point where I thought, oh my God, I don't know what to do anymore. Next day, bam, breakthrough. So it could literally be the next minute, the next hour, the next day, the next month. But you've just got to think about how you felt when you had that breakthrough. And if you can document that, then whenever you have that dull moment again, or that lull of when you're feeling like, why am I doing this? Look back to that document, whether you write it down, whether you do a video, and look at it and think, do you know what? This is why I'm doing it, because I want to help people. Well, whatever drives you. But for me, I love helping people. So I know that if I look back on that live video, I'll get that feeling back that I had, and that passion and that sense of achievement. And I know that that will keep driving me forward.
So I like the fact you're talking as if, like, clients are at the center, what the client needs are at the center of your business. And it leads me on to our next question. Like, what's been the key to building strong relationships with your clients?
Just being completely honest and transparent, and making sure that you're listening to actually what they want and they need, and providing to that service or need.
Yeah, I think a lot of businesses go in thinking about what they want and then try to force it onto their clients. Put out products based on what they think is best for the client, rather than actually listening to actually what does the market need, what are the needs of clients. And that's where a lot of people go wrong, in terms of, like, ensuring that they are listening to their clients. And And so with your clients, like, how are you always able to know what they need?
So at the very beginning, I set up a call and I just go through a series of questions and make sure that when I'm asking those questions, it's predominantly to get them to give me as much information as possible so I can then sense what they need, and then I reiterate back to them, okay, so is this what you're looking for, and is this the sort of results that you're looking for, and blah blah blah. And then from the starting point, you then know and understand what they're looking for, what they're looking to achieve, and then you set out a strategy in place to be able to achieve it for them.
So I hope that's good advice to anyone else who's listening out there, and like the importance of how to build a relationship with clients. So what advice would you give to people who are thinking of creating a business, but they're just too scared, they're constantly procrastinating actually to get started?
100% just go for it. Like, I know that everything sort of like happens for a reason, and sometimes things take time, but as well, I kind of feel like if I would have just done this when I first wanted to learn about how to market on social media, going back years and years ago, I think about, God, where would I be right now? And how many of those algorithms would I have dodged, and how much of a bigger following would I have had if I would have got in a lot sooner before the wave come of everyone jumping on the same bandwagon. And then like I said, people do buy into people, but if I would have gone back years and years ago, there would have been less competition. So if you've got an idea, if you've got something that you really want to do and you feel passionate about it, just go for it. Don't let anything hold you back, because you don't want to look back in years to come thinking, did I miss the wave? If I would have got in sooner, then would I have had less competition and things like that? So 100% just go for it. Just do it.
Yeah, I think that is like, because people are so afraid of wanting everything to be perfect that you know they will hold off on putting a product out or following up an idea because they have this. I need this to be perfect. I need to have the right manager, the right advertising, everything. And then what happens is time just passes by, and then they end up falling into procrastination and they don't do anything. And I think you're highlighting the importance there of, like, you know, just taking action and like putting it out there.
And I think the thing is as well is, don't worry about all of the big things that come on later in business. Just think about the very beginning, and that is your idea and understanding whether your idea is going to sell within the marketplace and how you're going to be able to sell it and market it. The first two essential things is learning how to market and sell your product. And if you've got somebody that you can have that's been down the path that you want to go on, then make sure that you get hold of them and ask them to coach you.
I like that. And so what do you think is the most common reason for most businesses or projects failing, or people giving up?
Just like we were saying earlier, there are lots of ups and downs that you can go through throughout setting up a business or having a business, and you need to have a support network. And if you've not got a support network, then there could be multiple reasons why you don't succeed. It could be that you've got a lack of determination, so you need somebody to help push you, you need somebody to help keep you accountable. Maybe determination was the wrong word, but discipline maybe. So if you're not being disciplined enough with yourself, if you're not making goals and sticking to them, if you've not got somebody keeping you accountable for what you want to achieve, then that could ultimately stop you from succeeding. But also, if you don't know the right contacts. So I wish that going back years ago, I would have had the contacts that I have now, because I know that, God, I would be so far in front of the game. But sometimes you just need to be researching and understanding what is actually out there to help support you, and never feel like you're alone. I mean, there's a massive internet out there, and you can search until your heart's content to find, or like we said, if the more that we're all getting out there and showing our faces and people are understanding that we're there, then the more you look on Facebook and Instagram, you'll probably come across somebody that will actually be able to help you.
I think you also highlight the importance again of surrounding yourself with people that, you know, match your ambition, are successful, that are looking to help you grow as well. Because
Yeah.
it's very easy to surround yourself with people who are negative, not ambitious, and they just will constantly like hold you back and
Yeah.
stop you from changing or growing. And I think again, like you highlight, yeah, a lot of businesses should seek out these like membership networks or
Yeah.
surround themselves with entrepreneurs and business owners that know what they're doing and made successful. And I think again you highlight a good point there.
Yeah, so one thing that I've heard that's always stuck with me is surround yourself with the 5 people that you kind of want to be like. So if you're surrounding yourself with people that are doing better than you, or are striving for greatness, or you've got an idea or a vision in your head of where you want to get to, if you're surrounding yourself with people like that, then you know that you're going to get there. But if you're seeking advice from somebody that's never been there, never done it, that's possibly doing well, that haven't got to even where you are, they're further behind, and you're trying to seek advice and help from them, then that could potentially drag you down as opposed to pushing you forward.
Yeah, it reminds me of something I listened to Tony Robbins' podcast earlier today, and he was saying like how you wouldn't go to a doctor that's got massive health problems for advice. So why do people do it in their business where they go to someone who's broke or never been successful in business, or asking like a family friend who's never run a business, is it the right thing for my business?
Yeah, because ultimately that it's a given that they're not going to know the answer. So you need to look for somebody that's been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and then you can follow in their footsteps.
Totally agree. So we can't not talk about COVID-19 because it's affecting many businesses. Like many businesses are going out of money. People are scared about their jobs. Everyone's had to adapt to grow the business. So how have you had to adapt in this current climate, and what has it caused you to change in terms of your strategy?
Okay, so for me, I had to adapt because I was doing a lot of event work. So I was going on tour quite a lot. I was helping out with social media events. I was doing lots of public speaking. And then that was kind of all taken away from me when we did all go into lockdown. And I thought, right, I need to really focus on getting an office in my house that I can work from, that I'm going to be able to concentrate in. And like, well, you can see here, it's my bedroom. So yeah, I've set up a space that I can work in, I can focus in. And what it's enabled me to do is actually, throughout this whole process, I've managed to get my highest paying client yet, which was incredible. Yeah,
Congratulations.
big thank you so much. Because the thing was, is I just thought, right, I need to go out to the market and just help as much as I can. And at the time when everything was happening, of course, the thing that everyone's looking to do is move their business online. So I went to help somebody. Actually, it was the lady that we were talking about earlier that was helping me with the life coaching. And I helped her get her business online. She had no marketing whatsoever. She didn't even really have a Facebook page set up. We got that all set up, a marketing strategy put in place, and managed to get her talking about her products and services through using social media. So for me, the way that I needed to adapt was, I've been taken away from events. So it was back to square one. And instead of doing coaching face to face, it was right, okay, so I need to jump on a Zoom call or a Facebook Messenger video, and doing everything virtual, which I'm normally used to meeting people face to face a lot of the time. So for me, it was completely moving my business virtual. And like I was saying earlier, putting some products in place, because what I was finding was I was having a lot of the same conversations, and I wanted to help as many people as I possibly could going through the COVID-19 process right now, of sort of being able to get their business online and generate some money. So that's where my business has taken a turn, is that I've actually set up my first product. I've got my highest paying client. I've gone and taken my business to complete virtual, as opposed to being able to help people face to face.
Yeah, I think we're seeing like that a drive now for many companies to having to go online, and I think it's the case of like if you're not online, you're going to suffer, because whether it's free, like everything's free yoga, free courses, everyone's doing something online. I think we're also seeing the need of also increasing communication with your clients, especially this time.
100%.
So how have you managed to increase your communication in this time as well?
It's going back to your absolute basics. Pick up the phone. I messaged every single one of, even my previous clients. I messaged every single one of them, and I asked them how they were getting on, if they needed any help, if they wanted to have a free consultation call with me to do some 15-minute coaching with them to get them back on track. It's going back to your basics, and it's remembering to be a human as well as a business, and pick up the phone and just see how they are. So that's what I do.
Yeah, I think it's the only way to do it. Like, you have to come up with new strategies, increase communication, and really ensure that you're putting your message out there to as many people. And also, as you said, helping people, because when you help someone, especially in dark times, they'll remember you afterwards.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, exactly. And another way that you can increase communication is something that I've been putting into place since we've been inside, is a thing called MailChimp, which is basically being able to set up an automated email processing system. So then I'm going to be able to help more people by using that as well.
It's beautiful. So what is your secret when things are hard that allows you to stay motivated?
Getting on the phone to my coaches. No, seriously, like, that is my secret, is when times get hard, I just get on the phone to them, and I'm just honest, and I just say, look, I'm struggling, can you help me? That's the whole point in having a coach, is that when you need them, then you reach out to them. There's the times when you're doing them, if you're having any struggles as well. So that is my biggest secret, is having a coach.
Yeah, I think it is, like, again, you've highlighted the importance of a coach, because a coach really does allow you to, hold you accountable when you're not sticking to targets, or when you're being demotivated, or when you're falling into procrastination. I know, personally, from my experience, like the coaches I have around me are really helping me in terms of staying motivated and staying on progress, and also, kind of like calling me out when I'm not, I should be doing more. And they say,
yeah,
you haven't done enough of it.
100%.
Yeah. I think people underestimate how valuable is a coach.
Yeah.
And I think even like every successful person at least has one or two coaches in different areas of life.
And as well, they know you better than you know yourself sometimes.
That's
so
true.
If you have a day where you're being a little bit quiet, they'll check in on you and make sure you're all right. But they're also making sure to keep you accountable to doing things that you said that you were going to do.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of having a coach. You need a coach that's going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
It's not going to hold your hand in that way. So what has been the biggest failure in the last year, and why do you think it happened?
My biggest failure was not having my biggest failure for me was thinking that organic social was the way that I was going to earn my laptop lifestyle. And it's something that everyone thinks, if I just post on Instagram, if I just post on Facebook, if I just post, then it's going to get me money, it's going to get me sales, and it's going to be this light bulb moment, it's going to be this gold star that's going to be able to basically work. And the thing is it's part of the puzzle, but really it's not something that people are going to value as much as other things that you can do within marketing. So for me, I felt like that was my biggest thing, is that I was spending so much time and I was spending lots and lots of time for very little money doing organic posting for companies, and it really was not worthwhile whatsoever. It really didn't do me very well with my energy. That was my biggest thing. I think is my biggest failure was thinking that going out and helping people with their organic social was the way that I was going to be able to help people the most. But in actual fact, people didn't see the value in what I was doing and the time that it was taking me. So from that, I learned my lesson, and it's not something that I offer anymore.
Yeah, organic posting is it's the kind of long way. Like it's gonna take you a
Massively, yeah.
while to. I think a lot of people go wrong basing their information or getting the services out trying to do it organically. And I think they need to learn the right way to do marketing.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
Yeah, it's not that. Like, and this is the thing, is that most people don't realize how many people you're actually reaching when you're trying to just do a post. And you think that you're hitting absolutely everybody that's within your friends list and that it's going viral and that so many people are seeing it, but in actual fact only a very, very small percentage are actually seeing what you've got to say. And that's why I always say that if people are looking to do organic social, 100% live video is the way forward, and they don't need me to be able to, they, like, I can't stand on video and do everything for them. But that for me is the starting block of how you can start to make money online if you want to do it on the organic route.
What do you think is the biggest challenge currently facing your industry right now?
Within my industry,
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not really looking at, I'm a bit stumped with that, because I actually don't know. There's a lot of competition, so maybe that would be a challenge, but to me I don't see that as a challenge, because at the end of the day, if people like you and they like what you can offer, then they'll resonate with you and they'll buy from you anyway. So I don't currently feel like there's any challenges within my industry at the moment, because if you look at a few of the videos that I've been doing recently, you'll see that the ad spend for Facebook marketing has actually gone down. So it's actually a really good time to be in marketing right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that is one thing, that people need to realize, like, now's the best time to advertise because the price is so low. And because so many businesses have cut back marketing, it really is a good time to be pushing yourself online, be driving your marketing, and making sure that you're getting your message out there to as many people as possible.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that even though some people have cut back on marketing, some people have actually seen the absolute necessity of having marketing, and they're crying out for help. So you've just got to meet their needs, really, and just make sure that you're putting things in place to be able to help them. And that's where I've created the start of a product series that I'm going to be doing, to be able to help as many people as possible that are struggling right now with their marketing.
Totally agree. And so, are there any resources that really helped you along your journey?
Yeah, 100%. So being a part of a business and network, so big business events, and Adam Stott and Ross Temple, having them as coaches and pushing me as a business, have been absolute paramount for me. And also being involved in that network has then introduced me to other coaches that have been able to help me in other walks of my life as well. So for me, I feel like coaching is just, the best.
So what has that network actually done for you in terms of, like, allowing you to grow and be successful and competitive?
Because they've been there, they've done it. So the coach, so Adam has been there, and he's understood how to grow and start growing businesses through the use of online marketing. So I follow in his footsteps all the time, what he's doing and what he's teaching, and implementing what he's teaching, because that's the path that I want to take. I want to be able to help get a successful business making money through the use of online marketing, and also help others do the same. So following in somebody's footsteps is the key answer, I suppose, to what you're trying to say there, what you're asking.
And that's true. I think it really is, like, you do need someone that's been there, done, that's going to guide you. And also, as you're saying, like, have a group of people that you can surround yourself with that will allow you to learn from, that are there to help you, and that you can know that when you're sharing ideas, you're going to get feedback from people who know what they're doing, rather than getting feedback from your best friend who doesn't own a business and doesn't know what they're talking about, and unfortunately will say to you, "Oh, just don't worry about quitting. It's okay. Do something else." And instead of actually helping you, they're actually, even though they think they're helping you, they're not really helping you.
Yeah. And I think sometimes as well is that if you've got friends or family that are business owners and they've been business owners for years and years, and they're happy with their business and what they're making, but it's not quite the vision that you've got and you see yourself striving towards, then you need to be seeking different advice from other people, because sometimes they've been in the business or the trade for years and years, but what they might be doing might be completely different to the help that you actually need to help you strive further and get to where you want to go in your end goal.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that's a good point you bring up, that, you know, getting advice from the right people again, even if they're doing business, like if your ambition is more, get advice from the right people.
Yeah.
So we know what you're very good at. What are you not good at? Give us one thing.
I'm not good with disciplining myself. This is where I struggle working by myself. So this is where, like I said, it comes in with a business coach and this network, because I'm constantly getting a kick up the ass to get things done. So yeah, that's the one thing that I struggle with, is disciplining myself and my time management, because I always misinterpret how long things are actually going to take me. I'm like, yeah, that's a 5-minute job and it takes hours, and I'm like, oh, why is it taking so long?
I think there's a lot of people might struggle with time management and discipline. It is hard to discipline yourself.
Yeah.
That's why you probably need the coach for accountability. And so what's next for you? So this is more 2 questions. What's next for you? And how can people work with you and reach out to you?
Okay, so what's next is the launch of my product range. So like I said, I'm at the moment, my business is needing to go with the times and become very virtual, and everything is online. So the thing that is going to be available to people is going to be a range of online products, and the first one's going to be launched today. And if anyone's wanting to reach out to me, then they can do so either through my TikTok, because I love my TikTok account. So you can have a look at my TikTok and go to at digital_dancer. You can either reach out to my Instagram at digital_dancer, or you can hop on over to my Facebook page, Digital Dancer, and you can send me a private message on there if you want to get in contact with me further. And I am doing a live video this evening, and if anyone wants to ask any questions before I do the live video, and then I can answer them on the live video.
Thank you. So I'd recommend anyone watching who's going to watch this later to definitely reach out to Amy, because if you're looking to really grow your business and get yourself online, then she's going to be able to help you to do so. So don't waste time. What's one final piece of advice you can give to people wanting to start a business or project?
If you're wanting to start a business or a project, then 100%, like I was saying to you earlier, the fundamental thing for me was having support and having a coach from the very beginning of my journey to be able to guide me through the process, and knowing sort of like what to do when I got stuck. So that's the biggest thing for me, that's the biggest bit of advice I can give, is surround yourself with people that you're wanting, that you have a vision of where you want to succeed. Surround yourself with people that share the same vision as you and will help you to get to that vision.
I love that. I totally agree with that. And I think my final message to people as well would be, like, we're in like unprecedented times now, and to really use the time now to really look at areas where you're weak and go out and get the knowledge to develop yourself. And even with areas you're strong, look at how you can do better, because you're not going to have this free time like how you've got now for a long time. And so there's going to be 2 people who come out of this: the people who were developing themselves, growing themselves, and they will skyrocket, and there's people just sat there watching Netflix or doing nothing, and they're going to just stay the same, and they'll suffer once this crisis is over. So it's really been a pleasure to have you here, Amy.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we wish you the best of luck in all your endeavours. And we look forward to
Yeah.
seeing your company grow, because we can definitely feel that you're going to achieve many great things over the next
Oh,
coming year.
thank you.
So other than that, so thanks to everyone for tuning in to another Business Conversations. We wish you all a great day and have an amazing amazing week. Otherwise, Amy, I'll let you go and I'll look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Perfect. Bye.
Bye, Amy.
Thank you.